Hello everyone, back with me again, Joseph, your host, and welcome back to our channel and the Catechism for Kids. Today we're journeying back in time to the 8th century to meet a truly remarkable leader of the Church. A man who stood firm in his faith against an emperor and defended one of the most beautiful traditions of our faith, the use of holy images. We're talking about Pope Saint Gregory III. His story is one of courage, faith, and a deep love for the beauty of the Church. It's a story about why the statues and pictures in our churches are so important. So, let's get started and uncover the life of this great saint. Picture this. It's the year 731 in Rome. The city is mourning the passing of Pope Gregory II. During the funeral procession itself, something amazing happens. The people of Rome, filled with emotion and a sense of urgency, begin to cry out for a successor. Their choice is unanimous. They call for a Syrian priest known for his wisdom and holiness, a man named Gregory. By popular acclamation, he is chosen to be the next pope. This man would become Pope Saint Gregory III, the 90th pope of the Catholic Church. Gregory was born in Syria, the son of a Christian man named John. This made him the last pope born outside of Europe for over 1,200 years, until Pope Francis was elected in 2013. From the very beginning of his papacy, Gregory faced a monumental challenge. A powerful movement was sweeping across the Byzantine Empire, the great Christian empire to the east. It was called Iconoclasm. Iconoclasm is a big word, but it has a simple and very destructive meaning: image breaking. The Byzantine Emperor Leo III declared that all religious images, icons of Jesus, Mary, and the saints were idols and must be destroyed. He ordered his soldiers to go into churches, pull down these sacred images, and smash them to pieces. This was a devastating blow to the faithful. For centuries, Christians had used images not to worship the wood or paint, but to lift their hearts and minds to God. These icons were like windows into heaven. They told the stories of the Bible to people who couldn't read and reminded everyone of the great cloud of witnesses, the saints who were cheering them on. An emperor was trying to take this away. Pope Gregory II had already opposed this policy, and now it was up to the newly elected Pope Gregory III to continue the fight. Immediately after becoming Pope, Gregory III took a firm stand. He sent a respectful letter to Emperor Leo, urging him to reconsider his destructive policy. He explained that images were a vital part of Christian devotion, but the emperor was stubborn. He didn't just ignore the Pope's plea, he had the Pope's messenger arrested. This was a direct challenge to the authority of the Pope and the traditions of the Church. Gregory knew he had to act decisively. In November of 731, he called a major meeting, a synod. In Rome, the synod brought together 93 bishops, and together they formally condemned iconoclasm. They declared that anyone who destroyed, dishonored, or profaned the sacred images of Christ, his mother, the apostles, or the saints, would be excommunicated from the Church. This was a bold and courageous move. Pope Gregory was directly defying the most powerful ruler in the Christian world. Emperor Leo was furious. He tried to retaliate. He assembled a massive fleet of warships to sail to Italy and bring the Pope under his control. But a powerful storm struck the fleet in the Adriatic Sea, and the ships were wrecked. It seemed like a sign of divine protection for the Pope. Still, the emperor found other ways to punish the papacy. He confiscated vast papal lands in Sicily and Calabria, which were important sources of food and income for Rome. He also tried to transfer church authority in certain regions away from the Pope and to the Patriarch of Constantinople, who was under his control. But Pope Gregory didn't back down. Instead of being intimidated, he did the exact opposite of what the emperor wanted. He doubled down on his devotion to holy images. He became a great patron of sacred art. He repaired and beautified numerous churches throughout Rome, filling them with new, beautiful icons and statues of Jesus, Mary, and the saints. He wanted to show the world that these images were not idols, but treasures of the faith. At the heart of St. Peter's Basilica, the most important church in the world, he ordered the construction of a magnificent iconoclastic screen of icons, placing it between 6 stunning marble and onyx columns that had been a gift from a Byzantine official. Gregory didn't just defend images, he also had a deep love for the saints themselves. He built a special chapel, an oratory. within St. Peter's Basilica, specifically to house the relics of numerous saints. Relics are physical items left behind by a saint, like a piece of their clothing or bone, which we venerate to honor their holy lives. He wanted these holy men and women to be close to the heart of the Church, where the faithful could come and ask for their prayers. He even called another synod in 732 to regulate the prayers and masses that would be celebrated in this new oratory, ensuring that the veneration of the saints was done with proper reverence and devotion. Beyond his fight against iconoclasm, Gregory was a shepherd who cared deeply for his entire flock. He was an enthusiastic supporter of monasticism, the way of life dedicated to prayer and work in a monastery. He established new monasteries, like the monastery of St. Chrysognis, and rebuilt hospices for the poor, ensuring they had food and shelter. His pontificate was also a time of great missionary expansion. He worked very closely with one of the greatest missionaries of all time, Saint Boniface. Gregory recognized Boniface's incredible zeal and talent. In 732, he elevated Boniface to the rank of Archbishop of Germany. A few years later, when Boniface visited Rome, Gregory made him a papal legate, his official representative, and gave him the authority to organize the church across Germany, establishing new dioceses and bringing order and faith to the region. Gregory's support was crucial for the Christianization of Northern Europe. Meanwhile, back in Italy, the political situation was getting more and more dangerous. Besides the conflict with the emperor, the popes were dealing with another threat closer to home, the Lombards. The Lombards were a Germanic people who had conquered much of Italy and were constantly threatening to take over Rome itself. Pope Gregory knew he had to protect his city. He undertook the massive project of restoring the ancient Aurelian walls that encircled Rome, strengthening the city's defenses. But the Lombard king, Liutprand, was ambitious and aggressive. He began to invade territories that belonged to the Byzantine Empire, but were allied with the Pope. In a desperate situation, Gregory made a decision that would change the course of European history. He looked beyond Italy for help, sent ambassadors to the powerful Frankish kingdom in modern-day France and Germany. He appealed to their leader, Charles Martel, a famous military commander who had recently defeated an invading Muslim army at the Battle of Tours. The Pope asked Charles Martel to come and defend the church against the Lombards. This was a huge step. For the first time, a pope was turning away from the Byzantine emperor and seeking an alliance with a Germanic kingdom in the west. Although Charles Martel was busy and couldn't offer immediate help, this appeal laid the groundwork for the powerful alliance between the papacy and the Franks, which would shape the future of Europe for centuries to come. Pope Gregory's letters to Charles Martel showed just how dire the situation was. He wrote that the Lombards were persecuting the people of God and had even stolen the offerings left at the tomb of St. Peter. He pleaded, "Please come at once to show your love toward St. Peter and us, his own people." While the Franks didn't march south at that moment, their implicit support was enough to make the Lombard king pause his attacks and retreat, at least for a while. Pope Gregory III's reign was filled with challenges from all sides. He fought a theological battle with an emperor, a military struggle with a local king, and he worked tirelessly to strengthen the church from within. He was a man of deep prayer, a lover of art and beauty, and a courageous defender of the faith. He even found time for other matters, famously banning the consumption of horse meat, which was associated with pagan rituals at the time. He passed away on November 28, 741, and was buried in St. Peter's Basilica, in the very oratory he had built to honor the saints. His feast day is celebrated on December 10th. The legacy of Pope Saint Gregory III is immense. He saved the tradition of sacred images for the Western Church, ensuring that our churches today are filled with beautiful art that lifts our souls to God. He defended the papacy's independence and, by turning to the Franks, set in motion the creation of the papal states and the rise of a new Christian empire in the West. He was a gentle shepherd, a wise teacher, and a brave leader. The next time you walk into a church and see a statue of Mary, a stained glass window depicting a saint, or a painting of the crucifixion, remember Pope Saint Gregory III, the Pope who fought so bravely to protect these windows into heaven for all of us. Thanks for joining us today to learn about this incredible saint. His story teaches us to be courageous in defending our faith, and to appreciate the rich traditions that have been handed down to us. Pope Saint Gregory III, pray for us. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next journey into the lives of the saints. Take care, everyone. Stay safe and healthy as usual. See you next time, and God bless you always.